You guys are asleep right now, so I'm gonna have to lead a little quieter this time. So, sorry if this is too quiet. The Best Place by Susan Meddaugh. An old wolf and a bird were watching the sunset from the wolf's screen porch. "Nice view," said the bird. I'll say," said the wolf. "This screen porch is magical," said the wolf. "Where else can you be inside and outside at the same time? I think my screen porch is the best place in the whole wide world." But the bird, who had traveled a bit, said, "Well, how do you know? You've never been anyplace else." That night, the old wolf had trouble sleeping. How did he know? Maybe there was a better view, a place more magical than his own screen porch. He decided to find out before he became an even older wolf. The next day, he put his house up for sale, and a week later, he sold it to a nice young couple. "I hope you enjoy the screen porch as much as I have," he told them. He waved goodbye to all his neighbors and set off to see the world. The wolf's travels took him to many interesting places. He floated down the Orinoco with a native guide. He couldn't help remembering how the mosquitoes never got to him on his old screen porch. He was awed by the desert. That's a lot of sand," he said. But it was too hot. "There was always a nice breeze on my screen porch," he thought. He got soaked seeing the sights in London. "I know a place where you can be outside when it's raining and never get wet," he told the umbrella salesman. Is that good?" asked the duck. Finally, the wolf's journey brought him home. "I'll just see how those rabbits are doing," he thought. And when he saw his old house with its wonderful screen porch, he was overcome with longing. "Why did I ever sell my house?" he thought. "I must get it back." So he said, "You rabbits should really get out and see the world. You'll never know what you're missing." Travel with this crowd?" the rabbit said with a laugh, and he marched all his children inside for dinner. The wolf knocked on the door. "Oh, please," he said, "I want to buy my house back." It's not for sale," said the rabbit, and he shut the door. The wolf went to the window. "Please," he whined, "I'll pay you double." "No," said the rabbits, and they closed the curtains. The old wolf was upset. "I'm not leaving until I get my house back," he shouted. He started to jump up and down. My house, gimme, gimme, gimme," he yelled. "I want my house and I want it now." The rabbits locked the door. "Ooh," howled the wolf. It's kind of hard to do when I'm trying to be quiet. He howled and growled, and the ground shook beneath his feet. And although the wolf had lived peacefully for years with his neighbors, now they noticed how big he was and how sharp his teeth were. At last the wolf fell silent. There was silence in the forest as well. "Oh dear," thought the wolf. "That was quite a temper tantrum." Completely embarrassed, he hurried away down the path. "Oh, I've been a bad, bad wolf," he said as he sat by himself in another part of the forest. I guess I'll never get my house back now. And he thought, I must apologize to those rabbits. But a simple apology didn't seem enough. I know, said the wolf. I'll make them a special dinner. It will be a feast fit for a rabbit. He chopped and stirred and cooked and tasted until he had a table full of delicious vegetarian treats. Then off he went to invite the rabbit family for dinner. The rabbits saw the wolf running up the path. Dinner is served, he shouted. Dinner is served. Now, they saw the napkin around his neck and the fork and spoon in his hands.
Help! Cried the rabbits. The wolf wants to eat us for dinner.
The neighbors, fearing the worst, came running to the rescue. Before the wolf could explain, they chased him into the forest. Go away, they shouted, and don't come back. This book has a lot of shouting in it. It wasn't until a passing bird spotted the wolf's beautiful banquet that they realized a mistake had been made.
We have misjudged the wolf,
said Mrs. Rabbit, but it was too late to set things straight. The old wolf, confused and frightened, had run deep into the forest. He ran until it was too dark to see where he was going, and then he climbed a tree and fell asleep. The next morning, the old wolf woke up to a sight more beautiful than anything he had seen in all of his travels, more beautiful even than the view from his old screen porch. The wolf knew what he had to do. First, he wrote a sincere letter of apology to the rabbit family. He hoped that everyone would someday forgive him for his terrible tantrum. Then the wolf started to build a new home. It was hard and lonely work. He was wondering if he would ever be able to finish the job. When out of the forest, one after another, came all of his old neighbors. Can we help? They asked. You bet, said the wolf. Soon, a magnificent structure began to grow at the top of the tallest tree. I think I've finally found the best place in the world, said the wolf.
Yes,
The bird agreed.
it is a beautiful view.
But the wolf said, that's not what makes it the best. What do you think makes it the best? All of his friends and family? Good night.